To the United States now, the country has extended a contract in Iraq with a company linked with Z Services, which used to be known as Blackwater. Blackwater has been banned from working in Iraq. A new contractor will take over when it's ready to provide transport for U.S. diplomats in the country. And we can now cross live to our correspondent in the United States, Dina Gusovsky, who is in Washington. Hello, Dina. Over to you now.
Hi there. Well, it seems that Blackwater, now known as Z, is showing its paws once again. Apparently, the United States State Department has extended its contract in Iraq, even though, get this, the government of Iraq says they want Blackwater out after an incident resulted in the deaths of 17 civilians that Blackwater was linked to. Now, if we sit here and discuss all of the controversies that this company has been involved in, we would be here all day. We're talking about negligence, corruption, criminal charges. So how in the world is the State Department extending their contract? Well, here to answer those questions, Lawrence B. Wilkerson, professor at GW University and also former chief of staff to Colin Powell. Thank you so much for being here. So given Blackwater's reputation, why is the United States government doing this? Is this all political at this point?
Frankly, they don't have any choice. We have too few soldiers and Marines. Contractors fill in for the soldiers and Marines and therefore relieve them so they can do combat operations. And without those contractors, we wouldn't have enough Marines and soldiers to be in Iraq or Afghanistan.
But the government of Iraq is saying, we want them out. They're banning them. The United States government says, we want that government to make their own decisions. Is this illegal in a sense, or is this just hypocritical where the United States says, yeah, you can make your decisions as long as we agree with them?
It's hypocritical in the sense that you point out, but it's also essential to U.S. combat operations in both theaters. And as long as it is essential, Secretary Clinton or anyone else who might object on humanitarian grounds or whatever other grounds, legality or otherwise, is going to be overruled.
Now, when we talk about private military firms, this rise in private armies, it really became obvious during the administration that you worked for that we had all these private contractors.
Even before that, Dick Cheney was the Secretary of Defense when I was working for Colin Powell when he was chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, and Dick Cheney made these decisions to outsource all these major functions of the military to people like Halliburton.
Right, and so where's the accountability here? I mean, these charges of facilitating murder, smuggling weapons, operating sex rings from the CIAs to former employees who have confessed about this obnoxious behavior. I mean, we have the confessions, we have the pictures to prove this. Who is going to be held accountable? Will someone be responsible for this?
I hope that we're going to do what we didn't do in Iraq for years, and that is set up some sort of status forces agreement that will allow military courts or civilian courts or a combination to hold these contractors accountable when they perpetrate crimes like we do soldiers and like we do civilians. I can't guarantee you that's going to happen, but I hope it happens.
Well, here's the thing. The Obama administration said that they're going to let this contract expire in May. May came, they said, okay, we're extending it to September 3rd, today. Now we have news that this contract is extended indefinitely. We don't know. It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. What do you think? Will there be some kind of concrete deadline, a timeline that we can look at?
I'll make a prediction and say no. We can't operate in either theater without these private contractors.
Well, thank you so much for your insight, as always, and for being here. This is a story that we will certainly be following here in the United States. But for now, I'm going to throw it back to you in Moscow.
Well, thank you very much, Dina. That was RT's Dina Gusovsky talking to Lawrence Wilkerson, former chief of staff to Colin Powell. Thank you very much, Dina.